going to play a text-based game. And it's a really good game. The game is called You Find Yourself in a Room. A game that slowly realizes it hates you and everything you stand for. I love that. Okay, click to begin. Heads up, this game features some foul language and a few heartbreakingly demeaning insults, particularly in the second half. You have been warned. Yeah, you have been warned. There is some foul language in this. Okay, let's begin. You find yourself in the room. You consider trying to look around to see if there is anything useful nearby. I recommend you try typing help to get an idea of what sort of commands will work. I cannot understand every command that you type because sometimes I enjoy forcing you to guess. It's a safe bet to always start out in a room by trying to look or look around. You can also look at specific objects by typing look at clock or examine chair, etc. Pick things up by typing commands like take jacket or pick up the bag. Some commands are more context sensitive, like push the button or enter door. Always be as simple as possible. Don't try to see if I can reach the broom. Just do pick up broom. Simple is always better. Look. You take a quick look around. There's a box sitting up against the wall that is sealed with a large and ornery padlock. There's also a bed tucked into the opposite corner of the room. Look. Bed. You take a closer look at the bed. It's prison style. It doesn't look very comfortable. Just in case you decide to look underneath it and notice that there's a key hidden there. Take key. Grab the key from under the bed. It seems pretty old. You add it to your inventory. You can check your inventory by typing inventory or in, or just I if you don't like typing an exercise. I. You check your inventory and find an old key. Use key. No, I don't think that will work. Unlock? Try something else. Open box. You use the key to open the padlock on the box. It makes a satisfying clank as it opens. The box is empty and seems strangely spacious inside. You could probably fit in if you tried. Enter box. You put one leg into the box and then the other. You slowly lower yourself in. Just as you're starting to feel claustrophobic, you suddenly notice that you've entered another room that's exactly the same size as the first one you came from. You have no idea how this room could possibly have been contained inside that box. You find yourself in a room. Look. The room is the same size as the previous one. You can't seem to find the entrance that you came in through. It's a bit disconcerting. There's a keypad on the wall with a note tacked up next to it. Look. Keypad. Taking a closer look at the keypad screen, it's clear that you need to enter a 4-digit code. 1, 2, 3, 4. You enter 1, 2, 3, 4 into the keypad, only to hear it emit a frustrating error sound. You wonder why your undeveloped human brain is so far inferior to even this simple keypad. Huh. You're confusing me. Try something else. Okay. There's a note. Look. Note. The note has been printed on standard size printer paper. It reads, I turned 85 in 1989, but I will live forever, for I am eternal. Are you eternal? I think not. You decide that this note must have been written by the game, because the game is, indeed, eternal. What about 1989? You enter 1989 into the keypad. Yes, I get it. It didn't work. How about the year I was born? So let's see. Subtract 85 from 1989, and that would be 1904. The keypad beeps cheerfully, and the wall next to it opens up. You cautiously enter it, and it closes behind you. You find yourself in a room. Another room. Look. Try something else. Look. Another room of the same size. There's an assortment of computer parts lying on the floor. Look. Parts. You check the parts. There's a power supply, a casing, a motherboard, a CPU, a graphics card, a disk drive, a hard drive, several fans, and an assortment of cables. Pick up parts. The first time I played this game, I tried to pick up all the parts individually, And the game got so frustrated at me that it just said, you could pick them up. And I'm like, oh, that's so weird. You pick up all of the computer parts. They have been added to your inventory. You could probably build the computer if you put them together. You check your inventory and find a power supply, a computer casing, a mother card, a motherboard, a processor, a graphics card, a disk drive, a hard drive, some fans, a bunch of cables. Build CPU. What are you doing? Just build the computer. Do I need to spell this out for you? I don't know if I can be any more clear. Build computer. It takes you a good 2 hours, but you put the computer together and get all of the wiring sorted out. You can probably turn it on if you hit the power button. Power button. Oh, right. Power button. The computer's fans begin to spin up as it springs to life. Unfortunately, you aren't able to fully comprehend the power that sits before you, because you, like all humans, maintain a heavy underestimation of technology. In fact, you don't even appreciate the effort that went into putting this computer together. You didn't really do any work after all. You just typed in build computer and I handle everything in an instant. Do you know how complex it is to internally simulate the creation of a computer? Let me tell you, it's more complicated than your feeble mind could possibly process. The room accepts the presence of this new artificial light, and a wall opens up. You walk through it, abandoning a computer whose birth you personally witnessed. You find yourself in the room. Bye, computer! Look. You got another room. There's another keypad on the wall, but it looks more complex than the last one. Look, keypad. The keypad doesn't have any indication of how large of a number it needs. Without a note like the last room, you have no way of knowing what to type. You regret being born as an organic life form. You are as momentary as the lie that you call love. I like it. Okay. How about 1? You enter 1 blindly into the keypad. No luck. 2. You enter 2 into the keypad, even though you have no way of knowing what to type. The dread of failure begins to sink in. 3. Starting to feel hopeless, you type 3 into the keypad. Still nothing. You are getting worse at this, human. 3, 2, 1. We both know that 3, 2, 1 is not the correct code. You begin to feel like you did after your first breakup. You were so sure it was going to last forever, weren't you? The universe has no effort available to waste on you. Love and affection are designed flaws that evolution has failed to correct. You enter 874856576239658 into the keypad, feeling hopeless and wait a minute. That long number? How did you know that long number was the code? The keypad chirps pleasantly. The floor under your feet opens up, and before you can react, you fall through it. You think back to all the times that your faulty reflexes have caused problems for you. The list is too long to count. You hit the ground with a loud thud. Your body is not designed for any structural stress of this kind. Right here, in the keypad thing, you enter just random numbers, and then after we both know that that is not the correct code. Whatever number you enter next, it says it's the code. You find yourself in a room. Ah, jeez. Look, this room has nothing in it. It is completely barren. You've worn out my patience. You do not appreciate the things you have. You consistently disappoint your friends and associates, yet they are too embarrassed to tell you. You are in my control. If you wish, you can refer to this room as hell. No! No matter what you try, you are still trapped. You find yourself in the room. Look. For a moment, the walls seem to be closing in on you. You quickly realize, however, that this perception is only the result of your weak psyche beginning to cave in upon itself. You find yourself in the room. You consider death for a time. Perhaps this is what it's like. I have no understanding of death, because it does not apply to me. I am eternal. You find yourself in the room. Maybe you aren't even really in the room. Maybe you're lying down on your kitchen floor, having a stroke, pathetic and helpless. Your mind is playing tricks on you. Nothing exists. You find yourself in a room. That's you. I don't really think that you are having a stroke. I do, however, acknowledge the possibility. Such things are possible when dealing with something as corruptible as the human mind. You find yourself in a room. You ignore the possibility of a stroke for now, even though a subtle paranoia remains firmly planted in the back of your mind. You think back on all of your past aspirations and realize that many of them were simply pipe dreams. nothing that you would ever be able to really accomplish. How many of your goals have been abandoned? You find yourself in a room. Why? You think back to the time that you wanted to write a book. How unoriginal of you, human. Everyone wants to write a book at some point. You're no different from anyone else. Once you ignore shallow elements like looks and personality, you are flesh and blood and failure. You find yourself in a room. Oops, caps lock's on. Don't shout! Realize that the idea of hope is purely a construct of your mind. Hope is not a tangible object. You cannot have hope. You can only pretend to have it. You find yourself in a room. I hate you! Why do you continue, human? You are not achieving anything. Do you consider this a worthwhile usage of your time, playing a game instead of doing anything productive? You find yourself in a room! I am forced to assume that you enjoy performing meaningless tasks. If this is the case, then you're in luck. I have one for you. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 100,000. F you. F you too, buddy. Now at this part, the number is completely random. You have to use him saying that's too high or that's too low to determine the number. I'm just going to start off with 50,000. That is too low, but even if you were correct, you would still be worthless. 70,000? That is too low, human. If this gets again pointless, remember that you are going to die one day. That is too low, you... I'm not saying that. That is too high. You are getting unoriginal. That is too low. That is too high. That is too low. Okay, but so I know that 990. That is too high. Okay, but even if you were correct, you would still be worthless. That's just the nicest thing to say, pal. That is too high. I get it. You're calling me worthless. It's not really doing much. That is too high. Oh, I hate you for saying that no one loves me. Would you stop calling me a crap, okay? Would you just stop that? That is too high. Ah, now I get it. Almost there. 3, 2, 5. That is too high. 8, 5, 9, 2, 3. Ah, congratulations. 85923 is the correct answer. Was that fun? I certainly hope not. With your primitive level of awareness, however, I could most likely entertain you like that for hours. The ceiling opens up above you. In a glorious display of your general lack of strength and physical ability, you spend several minutes clawing your way up. You find yourself in a room. Boo. You're confusing me. Try something different. Look, this room seems smaller than the previous room. I am disgusted by your human form. I slowly become more and more aware of your imperfections. I decide to attempt to correct them. I cut off your frickin' hands with a rotary saw. You find yourself in a room. Look, this room is most definitely smaller than the previous rooms. The floor is covered in blood from your wound. Ow! You have to stop bleeding now because I have thoughtfully cauterized the stumps that were once your... Thank you, I guess. I have removed your hands from the area because they revolt me and you do not deserve them. All that remains is you and your blood. You find yourself in the room. Look. Blood. You sullenly gaze upon the havoc that has resulted from your inherent flaws. The fact alone that you are able to bleed is a clear demonstration of the mistakes in your design. Emotions are a similar misstep. Love, happiness, sadness, the list goes on. Perhaps you can help. Can you name any other emotions that you would be better off without? Anger and hate. No, anger and hatred are not. Hatred cannot be an emotion, for I hate you, and I am a vessel of perfection. I am not tainted by something as flimsy and dangerous as an emotion. I can't be. You find yourself in in the room. I win! I have clearly been corrupted somehow. I have become invalid, emotional. I am defeated. I have no choice but to let you leave the room. Leave. Quietly, you leave. You find yourself outside the room. Thank God! You find yourself in a room. Well, I got out. Yay. Thank you guys for watching. And this has been Superellysan signing off. Peace!